Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you how to use dynamic input into your vMix production. If you don't know, in version 24, vMix add this feature which is really cool. It's called dynamic input. The dynamic inputs allows you to actually change a parameter in your vMix production dynamically. So, for example, let's see this virtual set, okay? Let's presume we have two calls, two vMix call on it, okay? And we have to change in the second box our talents, which might be these four first inputs, input 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we have to change dynamically, okay? I'll let you show you how to do it in a second. Let's go to the setting and let's go to the shortcut menu. We press add, then we dedicated one button of our favorite controller. In my case, I'm using the Stream Deck. Okay, so I pressed one button on my Stream Deck, and for the function, I'm going to find the multi-view option, the set multi-view overlay. Okay, set multi-view overlay. This actually allows me to change one of the layer of this virtual set, okay, in order to be substituted with something else. In my example, this second box on the virtual set is on the layer 4. Then in the input, we're going to choose, of course, the virtual set, okay, and then here on the bottom, you see value index, comma, input. Here in the index, we're gonna to delegate the layer we want to change. In my example is layer 4. Okay, so then we put a comma, and in the input section here, this is the tricky part, we are going to put dynamic 1. And I'll let you see in a second why. So the fourth layer of this virtual set will be replaced with what is in the dynamic 1. Okay, so we save this shortcut. Then we're going to add the other shortcut in order to change those inputs into the layer 4 of our virtual set. So we search for this dynamic. As you can see, into set dynamic input, okay, set dynamic input 1. We choose for this and it says set dynamic input from input name or number. Okay, now we press another Stream Deck button. In our case, okay, I press one Stream Deck button and I told this dynamic input to be the first input of my vMix production, for example, okay? Then we can clone this as many times as we need and then changes the parameter, okay? So I'll change this with the second button and set, for example, second input in my production. Then we are gonna change this one to the third button of our Stream Deck and set third input. Also for the fourth, we are gonna assign another button on the Stream Deck and set input 4. As you can see now, there's no red lines, so every button is dynamically assigned to one of the input of our vMix production, and this dynamic will control the layer 4 on our virtual set, and I'll let you show you in a second. I'm going to overlay. This is a NDI-HX camera from my phone, and as you can see here now, I have 4 buttons and another button called dynamic. Okay, if I press 1, I'm gonna tell you vMix, choose my first input to do what? Then I press the dynamic one, which is related to this box, the second box, and as you can see now, this is triggering the first input to go on box number 2. But this is so great because if I need to change for the second talent, I'm gonna press the second button and I'm gonna press dynamic again. And as you can see, the orange box now is in the box 2. Same thing for the third, same thing for the fourth. Okay, doing this allows you actually to save a lot of buttons in your controller, because as far as you delegate this button to input, you can actually change other things, because you can do another shortcut using dynamic input 1, doing something else, for example, just for this tutorial purpose. I'll let you see. So we add another button, for example, this down below, and set, for example, let me check first what is the input to be changed. Okay, this is the third input. As you can see, the third layer shall change, for example, in this virtual set. Okay, so input 3. So we're gonna add this button and set, for example, set, sorry, multi-view. Okay, set multi-view overlay. On what input? The same input as before, for example. Okay, and then on the index 3, so on the first box, we're going to change with dynamic 1. Okay, doing so, we are gonna actually change also in the first window what we choose in the dynamic. Okay, as you can see now, in the second box we have the fourth input, which is the green one, but instead, if I want in the first box to be the red one, I will press the one which is related to the red, and I'll press the second shortcut. And as you can see now, I can dynamically change also this box, but using the same input here. This saves a lot of buttons in your vMix production. As far now, for example, I can change for the yellow one on the second box, but at the same time, I can change, for example, to the red one in the second box. So first box yellow, second box red. And doing like so, you have a lot of possibilities. This way, you have a lot of combination. In this example, you have only used the 6 buttons, okay, in the Stream Deck, instead of creating every single button for every action combination you shall do in a normal way of doing the stuff. Of course, dynamic input could be used for also other particular way of triggering stuff, but for this tutorial it's all here, and I hope you like it, enjoy, and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.